This is a two-part question, and Mr. Clark, we will begin with you. What programs and services would you support to help increase the number of DUI convictions? And what would you do to help better educate the public about the dangers of drinking and driving, and with the recently passed law from our General Assembly, texting and driving?
The texting and driving, I will tell you, I believe it is a very good law, and it doesn't go far enough. And for a lot of you people who are out there, you realize that people, I think, you get the idea that they're sitting on their couch at home watching cars going by on TV, and they're not in traffic. I think it would help our law enforcement to have such laws, at least to have some responsibility out there for the public if they're not responsible enough to realize that they're being a danger by driving. DUIs, the legislature continues to pass more and more stringent laws. If you take a look at how things have gone over the past 10, 15 years now, it's a graduated system. From the first time, you now have some mandatory jail time, which we didn't have before. There is a zero tolerance on youth driving with any level of alcohol in the system. Up to the point where it's a felony conviction, fourth-time DUIs. But it doesn't help. It's not prosecuted. How can someone else help it? No, the county attorney has to prosecute it. KRS 189A-010 specifically states that the county attorney is not supposed to amend drunk driving charges. They're supposed to prosecute it. Now, the way to do that is perhaps with more staff to make sure the subpoenas get out to the police officers. So if they're not subpoenaed in court and don't come, the first thing a good criminal defense lawyer does is moves to dismiss the case. And perhaps then that gives a reason to plea bargain down to a public intoxication and disorderly conduct. But the buck stops. If I'm county attorney with me, I've got to be willing to go into trial and convict that person. Now, a lot of DUIs just plead guilty, and that's fine. But you need to go the next step and take it and try and win.
Mr. Finley, same question for you. What programs and services would you support to help increase the number of DUI convictions? And what would you do to better educate the public about the dangers of drinking and driving, and under the new law, texting and driving?
I think any activity that the driver is involved in that keeps them from paying attention to what they're doing on the road is something that needs to be addressed. Texting undoubtedly would be a serious problem for a person to pay attention to 2 or 3 different things going on at the same time. Our office has done an excellent job of obtaining DUI convictions over the years. Last year we were over 94%. We have never lost a case because of the person, a police officer, not being subpoenaed to the court. That may be something that happened in Jefferson County, but if you come out and sit in our court and observe what we do for a change, I think you would find that our officers are always there, they're always subpoenaed, and the evidence comes in needs to come in. The penalty for DUI is fairly stringent for a first offender. The minimum is $700-something. They lose a license for 120 days. They're undoubtedly hit with insurance premiums after the fact in the civilian world. Not too many of them come back for a second or third offense, but the penalties go up if they do, and they are assessed those penalties if they come back and they are found guilty or plead guilty. We don't force things at trial. If somebody's going to plead guilty, you don't force them to trial. You allow them to plead guilty, you levy appropriate sanctions as approved by our legislature, and generally that gets the point across to the driver. Of course, some people are not going to learn the point. As far as education about texting and driving and DUI and driving, there's more information out there about that than you can shake a stick at. If people don't know that it's against the law to drive uninfluenced, they must not be able to read or hear or understand anything. But we're here, we've done the job, we intend to keep prosecuting people for DUI and paying convictions and ensuring that they know twice if they come back a second time.
Mr. Clark, 30 seconds for response.
First time DUIs, you have a $200 to $500 fine, and you can serve 48 hours in jail up to 30 days in jail, which is fine. It's a big stick. Sometimes people need a wake-up call. I think that some programs perhaps taking them to the board to see people who are the victims of DUIs And unfortunately, we've had those on the roads of Oldham County. And, you know, it's a horrible thing. I know a parent who lost a child to a DUI.
Mr. Finley, 30 seconds for response.
I need to say that.